Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sean LaFlock. I'm here with Scotty Hagnes. This is Conversations, Fitness, Wellness, and Longevity. Scott, how goes it?
It goes great.
Yeah,
Great.
Scott and I were just reminiscing of our time as affiliate owners here. I mean, Scott, you've been an affiliate owner for how long now?
Getting toward 14 years.
Jeez Louise, 14
Yeah.
years. We at CrossFit Delray Beach are going to be celebrating our 10th year of affiliation tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
That's
as the
awesome.
podcast comes
Yeah.
out, probably tonight. So, yeah, 10 years. I've been coaching here for 8.5 years, so August of 2010. And the gym opened in October of 2008. It was originally opened by, shout out to Sarah Bowling and Dave Hochberg. It then went to Aileen Labar and Rob Labar, and then Sarah Grace Kimball and Travis and Adam and Bree, and then it landed in myself and my partner Myra Brandt's lap about a year and a half ago. So we're going to be celebrating 10 years. We're going to be doing a workout in the morning that's going to be different than what we've done before. We're doing like a little gauntlet type thing where we're going to do a run and then all sorts of different little workouts within the gym, and then back outside for a little bit of a row. And then in the evening, we're doing a food truck, an ice cream truck. And then we have Myra's husband is in a cover band, basically, midlife crisis type men. They're doing a set or two, for live
Awesome.
music. So it should be really fun.
Heck yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Just wish it was nearby.
I know, man.
Hop on, come
If
down
you
for
were in the
that.
South
Sounds like a
Florida
good
area,
time.
that'd be great. Now, Scott, tell me about your 10th anniversary for your gym. Do you do anything special for it?
We did a little bit. What's interesting, we threw a much bigger party for our 5th anniversary, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was like Saturday. We had a potluck. We provided a bunch of food, but people brought in stuff. There was so much food. I think we had a little bit of tequila to celebrate, amongst in the course of workout. I don't recall the workout, though I could find out in a few minutes.
You can go
probably.
back in your notes, probably, right, Scott?
Yeah. And that was a good, excellent time. The one unfortunate thing is that we had a second party at our house, the St. Patrick's Day party, at our brand new house that our whole neighborhood showed up to. And that was a very long day, needless to say.
Wow.
So we got finished with one and then headed over for another. And of course, a number of the people were at both. 10 years. 10 years, I don't recall that we did. We had a workout and a thing, but it was definitely not to the same scale for whatever reason.
Yeah. Did you have a sense that when you did your 5 years, Scott, that that was it? Like, all right, well, a couple more years and this thing's gonna be done. Did you figure that at the 5 years you'd be doing? 14?
No, things were certainly growing and whatnot at that time, but it still seemed like, wow, we've been doing this 5 years. That's amazing. I just remember that we were all kind of still in this starstrucky kind of feeling phase, I guess, still at that point. And by 10 years, we were a little bit in the grind, like it's been going good and it's still going and it's just here. And, but yeah, no, those milestones are great. Good community builders and, so, look at the track record of small business, right? And not that many get to the decade point.
It's pretty impressive, Scott. Not in 14 years, but I'm just kind of thinking of myself for 10 years, especially in the area that we're in. And obviously how the area in Portland has probably been changing, immensely over the last 14 years. It's an immense
change here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So not only the fitness landscape, right? Whether we're talking 14 or 10 years ago, the whole world around CrossFit and functional fitness was significantly different back then. But then, yes, the economy here, just the town from kind of a semi-sleepy, place to now, a crane on every corner putting up a mid-rise, and like being one of the hottest places in the country to move. And the changing lease rates, real estate, for just the affordability of living and working in this area is very different.
I mean, I imagine, hindsight's 2020, Scott, but if you could have gone back in time, do you think buying the building that you were in would be one of the things that you would have maybe looked into?
We almost did. That was actually really on the table.
Yep.
We wouldn't have been able to buy this building. So what
Yeah.
would have happened is we would have, when we moved to this spot, which has been nearly 8 years ago now, instead of going to this spot, it would have been a more conservative sized spot, but where we would have been able to purchase it. And we were very close to doing the deal. It just extended us a touch more than we had wanted at the time, and it didn't end up happening. But yeah, if I could change one thing, that would be it.
Yeah, especially now where you're like, cutting another check.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hear you. Obviously I've stated it. We're in the same boat in terms of paying the rent, but tis the life of the small business owner, man. Like, there's a reason why you're a small business owner. You don't own a bunch of buildings.
Right. Yeah. And hindsight, right? We can all go back and it's something that, okay, now I see I should have done this differently, or if we'd have known, kind of thing,
Yeah, and it's interesting that sometimes you have to go through the experience to learn, right? Mm-hmm. I was using an example the other day. So we can only see what we give up. Like a lot of the time, our mindset is, what are we giving up versus what can we possibly gain here, right?
Yeah.
And I had spoken to somebody who came in and they were asking about membership, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It was still in September. We were running a promotion, your first month for $99, and then regular price after that. And they said, okay, well, I have my husband who's going to be coming in. They were together, and I said, okay, great. Your first month is going to be $99 each, and then you're going to go over to our spouse rate, which is $250 per month. It's very fair. And they said, okay, cool. We also have a friend from our office that we want to rebuy as well. I said, okay, great. Obviously, because you guys are at the end of the month, if you're going to come next week, we'll extend it to you guys since you already came in. So they came in and they were like, okay, cool. So we're ready for the $99, for the membership. They're like, is that going to be the permanent membership? I'm like, no. That's going to be your first month. And they go, oh, okay. And I go, all right. And then she's like, well, we want my friend here. Like, I'm like, listen, like, she wasn't here for the, didn't come in, but I'll give her the $99 for the first month, and then she's going to go to a regular membership just like everybody else here. I'm like, unless you bring a spouse, and you get a spouse rate. And she goes, no, I don't. I'm like, okay, so it's going to be $150. And this, she was, stern, but not, nothing crazy. She was like, well, we all trying to do this together. Is there anything you can do? I'm like, I'm sorry, no. Like, it's going to be $150, and everybody else pays that here, so that's it. She's like, okay, I'm going to hold off and talk to my husband. So they leave, and literally they were taking out credit cards to sign up. So afterward, I took it as a small triumph for me, because I'm like, listen, that's kind of what I'm worth. Like, I don't want to, minimize what I'm worth. Like, there's a saying, if you keep being a doormat and you keep letting people walk over you, they're always going to, they'll even complain that you're not soft enough. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As they walk over you. Yeah. However, I talked to somebody after that and explained the situation. I felt great about that. And it came to me what I didn't do there in terms of the sale. And I didn't put it back on them. And I didn't sell the value of the business. And I go back to that idea that you can only see what you're giving up versus what you're going to get. Because if I could tell you how many lives have changed in this place, it'd be a joke in terms of what the cost was for that. People spend $150 to $200, maybe even more, $300 a month on cable television and internet. And as you're sitting there on the couch, you're getting zero. You're getting nothing. You're getting temporary entertainment. When you're coming in here, you're changing your effing life. You don't know who you're going to meet here. You don't know what kind of connections you could possibly meet. You know how many people have met here and have found their significant others here? How many people here have gotten jobs that have changed their careers, or people they've met that have changed their careers? How many people have lost tons of weight, felt better, gotten off, prescriptions, all these things. The thousands and thousands of dollars that these people have saved or earned from just being a member at this gym. When I get into that mindset, if I articulate that, there's not a way that they're going to be not wanting to sign up. So even though I missed out on, let's say, a $450+ sale, that was $450 that I just spent to learn how to sell.
It's good, yeah. That is
it was a $450 lesson.
Yeah.
That life gave.
And and we pay that all the time, right? We just signed up for a seminar, and then yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's how you learn, right? And yeah, and I think, well, I mean, it was clearly the right choice too, because you have to value yourself, and then. And from what about the other perspective of all the other members who are paying that? Yes. I mean, if you start to make these various exceptions, right, then that's not really fair for all of those other folks.
And it might be when you tell them that, they might go, well, you know what? I don't value myself that much, and I'll see you later. But you gave the space for that to possibly happen. Because one day they're going to get up and they go, is it really worth the $50 for me not to be changing my life right now? And you gave the space for that to happen. So you never know. Like, you might not get the no now, but you might get a yes later on when they have allowed themselves to give themselves the yes.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And it's one thing trying to sell people snake oil, right? Like if you're selling bullshit, it's really hard to convince people, because the only people that you're going to convince are those who want to be convinced that what you're selling is great. But we've done the work at this point after 10 years and you after 14 years, that what you've done and what you've put together is far superior than other competition. But as it stands in itself is just such an amazing product. There's not many products that you're going to be putting your money into that are going to give you the triple good. You know what I mean? The third level of good. Not only does it make you feel good right now, but it's also an investment into yourself. Like there's so few amount of spending that you do within your life that is actually an investment within yourself. Like, yeah, your car, okay, it helps me now, but is it going to help you in the long term? And we spend most of our money on things that aren't helping us in investing in the long term.
Right.
And people are and again, I think I've probably talked about this before, but it's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge person in terms of like savings accounts, right? Like what's the best return you're going to get on a savings account now? 1%, 2% on savings. So I'm going to get 6 cents like a year or some shit like that. Right?
Which will go into the fees to manage the account.
Exactly. And if you try to take anything out or you try to close it, whatever. What if I take that savings and I spend, let's say, $400 something on a seminar? How much have I invested in myself there? Because now I've set myself up to increase my own value. So not only am I now able to, without too much fuss, charge more as a coach and a personal consultant. But now maybe I can do seminars within my local community. Now I can do workshops. Again, like, know what you're worth. And if you don't feel like you're worth much, go improve your value.
Yep.
So you got to invest.
And it's a good point. Just backtracking a slight bit, we spend money on lots of things like cars, and most things we spend them are depreciating assets in some way. But if you invest it into yourself, whether that's fitness or improved knowledge around any of these things, it's an appreciating asset, actually, not unlike an investment, right? You're going to get back multitudes over time and better quality of life and functioning by spending that money there, as opposed to this thing that may help temporarily in some capacity, whatever that object or maybe other service could be, right?
Absolutely. Like, that's such a great point that I didn't even think about is the idea of depreciation. Like, everything you own, everything you've ever spent money on is probably getting less and less valuable. This is one of the things that actually gets more valuable over time. Because at some point, you're going to have a day left, a year left, 10 years left, whatever it is. And I guarantee when you know how much time that is, if you did, and you said, okay, it's going to be this amount of dollars to get more time, you'd be like, I'd be willing to spend that. So if you said, for $150 a month, you can get an extra month to the end of your life, would you pay that? Yeah, absolutely. For every month that you do here, let's say it's another month that you get in your life. And for some people, that could potentially be. Like, say you had a 50-year-old person who comes in here and they may have 20 years to live. If they die at 70, whatever, it's pretty much average.
Basic.
And you say, I give you, for every month you do here, you're going to get another month back on the other end, and they end up living another 10 years. That legit is a possibility. Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. And potentially that's the customers that this becomes the most value too. The ones who look like they're have the least to possibly gain have actually the most to gain. Like, yeah, they're not going to get their ring muscle up. Some might, but but it's more of the fact, like, being attentive to what they're doing with their body and what they're putting in their body and making connections and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I had a 67-year-old come in here the other day, and she was doing personal training for about 2 to 3 months before she finally made the leap into the class. And she loved it. You know what I mean? And she put in the work to do it. And her story is, she had lost her husband, and she kind of lost her way, and she's been having to take care of her mother as well. But to be part of a community is something that's hugely beneficial to her, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally and spiritually as well.
Yeah. There's so much more here that besides just, muscle or burning fat, or even the skills that you might learn or whatever. It's the mental, emotional effects, the community effects. And you don't get those in a lot of other gym-based settings.
It's crazy because I'm like almost kicking myself right now because there's so many gyms within the area. And I always try to convince people that, like, what we're doing is better than what they're doing. Because I'm trying to compare something with something that's completely different in terms of the product. Mm-hmm. Like, how many calories did you burn here? I'm like, I don't care how much I burn here. Like, you're going to change your life here. And I always try to do it on their terms instead of actually setting the terms of my own. Like, yeah, you might have a great workout there, and you might, get a sweat in, you might burn calories, whatever, Orange Theory or whatever it might be. But what kind of relationship are you having with the people and the community are there? What kind of extra benefits are you getting, whether it's workshops or whether it's learning how to move your body or whether it's being able to do things that you haven't done in the last 25 years, like ski or play basketball, whatever it might be. Those are the things that you can't put a dollar amount on. And if we emphasize those things, you're going to see that 9 times out of 10, the person that you're talking to is going to be like, you know what? Like, it's hard not to agree.
Absolutely. Yeah. And those some of the points that, we need to articulate in an effort to, something we can differentiate ourselves in.
But again,
many ways from a lot of the,
It goes back to, I think for me personally, is like, what's my value? Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times, not all the time, but I don't value myself a lot. That's just, I've gotten a lot of stuff. I've gotten a lot of survival from thinking that way. If you're not noticed, if you fly under the radar, you survive. You blend in with the pack. Mm-hmm. But as business owners and in a lot of ways as entrepreneurs, as much as I hate to say that word because it's just such a haughty-taughty Silicon Valley yuppie thing to say, an entrepreneur. But you didn't come here to fit in. You came here to stand out.
Yeah. Nobody found this community in the first place because they were trying to fit in, right?
Yeah.
At least those of us that have been around it for a while,
Let me ask you this, Scott. You've offered workshops in the past that you've done yourself, correct? Mm-hmm. Do you enjoy doing those?
I definitely do. I haven't done one for a long time. Just in that, my probably biggest downfall as a coach and entrepreneur is I get mired in the muck of the day-to-day, and I'm quite busy. And as you know, these things take time and especially space to be creative about, and that's a problem I have. But when I have done them, I absolutely enjoy doing them.
Yeah. So I'm in the same boat because I take on too much, right? Mm-hmm. And I think I need to because I need to have my hands in everything. And if I'm a business owner and everything's not taken, I'll tell you right now, I know who I am, I know who I'm not. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I can't change the story that I've been telling myself. And one of the things I'm very poor at because of my need to take on everything is delegation. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I became aware of that, I'm like, it's time to take action. So there's a kid who comes, he's on my lacrosse team. He's probably a senior in high school, and he pays $100 a month to come here. And I go, what's worth more, that $100 or me not having to clean the gym 8 hours a month or 8 hours a week or 2 hours a week?
Yeah.
So I go, you know what? I texted him right there. I'm like, Brandon, you want a free membership? come in. You're going to clean the gym for an hour twice a week. How does that sound? He goes, I'd love to do that. So I let go of that need to clean and need to have everything perfect. It might take a little while for him to learn, just like someone probably took a little while to teach me how to do this, that, and the other thing. And I had a million questions. I wanted to know am I doing this right? Am I doing it? Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to be patient. I'm going to have to train myself. But that 2 hours, guess what I get out of that? Anything.
Yeah.
That could be the 2 hours that I needed to create the content so I can put together my workshops.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 2 hours for me time where I go to the beach.
Yeah. Recharge if you're going all the time, and recharge is few and far between.
If I'm in this gym, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, I'm going to need 2 hours. And if I can get that 2 hours not hustling, I can do anything I want with that. So yeah, like I feel you. I feel you when you say that.
Yeah. Right. I think there's a lot of us in that same boat that have been around a while. Like I know some people that's not where they want to go and what they want to do. But for a lot of us, I think it just comes down to, what pieces do you have to do or what can be delegated?
Yeah.
Time management. Yeah.
Because you know what? One of the things I was speaking to someone yesterday who was a business owner for like 20 years, and they go, every time I left my store, even when I trusted the person who was doing it, they're never going to care as much about the place as I do. Do you feel that way at all, Scott?
I think that's true. I've heard that from numerous business owners for sure.
You have a lot of people who bought in so much that they care about the place.
There's myself and my business partner, and then there's our head coach. It's been full-time here for quite some time.
Yep.
Honestly, the three of us, I know our, stuff gets done. It's like things just happen. Like it works pretty solid. So I don't actually fret about that in the same way, I guess. So I would definitely consider myself quite lucky there.
Yeah. You know what catches us a little bit though, Scott, is especially in the entrepreneur idea is that like it seems like a very self-serving thing when you're like, I want to make money, I want to grow a business and this, and I'm like, I'm not into that. Like I don't give a shit about how much money I make. I'm just in it for the people and helping people and having a good time and enjoying what I do. However, there is an idea that you could be more successful and help more people in that process, right? And do more of the things that you want to do. But I kind of get bogged down by the idea of having to go outside my comfort zone a little bit and delegate some things and value myself that I'm like, nah, I'm good. Whereas when I see other people, like I see people, charging $200 for a workshop. I'm like, dude, they don't have any business charging $200 for a workshop. This is bullshit. But it's like, okay, then why don't you go do it?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I don't like to do that. It's just for the money. Okay, fine. Then do it. Have a good time. Take all the money and donate it, or give people scholarship, or whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. But don't sit there on your high horse and say that's bullshit because I'm too much of a wuss and too much in my head and too much in my story to not go and do it. It's just excuses. I'm just a big ball of excuses because it's easier to stay small than it is to grow and be big.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
So,
I plan on time to make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. I plan on after us doing that seminar is recouping those funds and doing a workshop in our gym.
Yeah,
and charging what I'm worth, and having an amazing experience. I'm probably going to get somebody from somebody else to help me out, and that gives them some employment, and then helping all the people within the gym and or within the workshop, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm challenging myself to do it, and I'm going to be doing it in December. So there's something to build up toward, and I came up with some ideas of just like of in terms of marketing and how many people like just doing some things like common faults that we see on an everyday basis, how it can be remedied by certain breathing patterns and potentially things that we learn at this Human Matrix seminar. But the other big one that I constantly see, especially for new moms, is the lack of core stability and lack of regaining core stability in new mothers.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we've been across enough of those that it's a population that we could definitely work with, that we feel comfortable working with, and someone who is definitely willing to be helped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many women who want to jump right back into the gym, and you're like, you can't even hold yourself up straight. It's time for you to get back to basics.
Yeah, yep. You can't start back where you left off. That's for sure. Yeah, I think that is a big underserved population.
And you're not going to be the same person you were before.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sound like a grinder.
Some big squat cleans going out there. It appears to be an EMOM getting heavier, but it's looking like it's around a 315 point here at the moment.
I like it.
Yeah.
If it was lightweight, Scott, I'd have a problem with the slamming, but because we're working over the 3 bill mark, we're good to go. For all the listeners out there too, it's gonna be big weights, so we're okay with that.
Yeah. You can hear them all the way in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Segue though nicely. I've been doing the Wodapalooza qualifiers, and I just want to update you that it's terrible. I don't know if you got a chance to look, but they've had contributions from a lot of the larger programming and program design websites and clubs, and the ones this week are absolutely abysmal.
I have not seen this week, so I will have to.
Have you ever heard of a devil press, Scott? There's a reason why you haven't.
I have not.
No, it's that terrible. It's literally a burpee into a double dumbbell snatch. A burpee dumbbell deadlift into a double dumbbell snatch.
Ooh, those are just terrible to start with.
Yeah. So it was a ladder of 2 of those, and then 2 step-ups to a box, 4 step-ups to the box.
Holding the same dumbbells.
Dumbbells. 6, 6, 8, 8, all the way. 16 minutes.
As far as you could go.
As far as you can go up the ladder.
Ugh. What was the weight?
For the intermediate scale, which what I'm doing is 35 pounds per hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll get spicy in a hurry.
Oh, baby, did it get spicy.
Man.
And then for the RX, it's 50 pounds per hand. So, Jesus Christ. And then the other workout this week is an AMRAP for 15 minutes of like 30 back squats, 30 handstand push-ups, 30 back squats, 30 toes to bar, 30 back squats, 30 muscle-ups, AMRAP for 15 minutes. For the scaled, you have to do 15 muscle-ups, and there's no deficit on the handstand push-up. Whereas if you're doing the RX or Elite, there is a deficit on the handstand push-up.
And what weight are we squatting here?
I believe the RX was 135. Intermediate is 115. So you are no business slowing down.
Oh, God.
I feel like I'm going to get rhabdo for this workout.
Yeah, it does sound like a rhabdo fest.
Dude, it's going to be like, I don't know, 150 squats with 115.
Yeah, that's a good amount.
Oh, my God, man.
Unless you happen to build up with a few German volume training squat workouts prior, then you maybe be good to go. But
I gotta go back in time and do that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening anytime soon, unfortunately. But you know what? We'll give it a go. And I did the other workout with just no expectation. Be like, you know what? Whatever I do is what I can do. What can I do? Right?
Yeah.
If I don't make it, I don't make it. I can't obsess over this shit anymore. It's killing me.
Just get it done.
Just get it done, man. Whatever that is, that is. And we'll see where that road takes me.
See where it goes. Yeah.
Exactly, dude.
My road is headed up to Eastern Washington for the USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals with my athlete this weekend. So it'll be an exciting.
Well, good luck to you, Scotty.
Exciting weekend, Sunday night, and with the final elite group. So it's pretty cool. So
whoa, that's really cool. We'll have to get a full recap next week, my man.
We'll give you a recap for sure. See how that all goes.
Awesome. Well, I'm Sean LaFlock. You can get me at Sean at CrossFit.com.
I'm Scott Agnes. You can get me at Scott@CrossFitPortland.com.
Scott, I'll talk to you next week. Safe travels, brother.
Will do. Yes, absolutely.
All right, dude. Later.
Take care.